Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys, and gamers. This is Small Archangel. Welcome to another episode of Rising World Survival and our bunker build. And I've just placed a fence all the way around the outside here so I can no longer jump off the balcony. Well, I probably could if I really tried. No, possibly not. But I also can't fall down. Now, the only downside of that is I can't, and I've tried, I cannot actually place a railing down the side of my stairs here. Because if you remember, if you watched that episode, we were a bit creative in the way we created our stairs. Yeah, instead of using the usual step blocks, I actually repositioned some sort of half blocks there to make these stairs, which means that they're not quite the right angle for the sloped handrails to fit. So that's a downer, but I don't think they look bad, and so far I haven't fallen down the stairs while trying to climb them, so that should be fine. We've got a nice balustrade all the way around, which looks good anyway, and as you can see, I've added some finishing touches down here as well. So all our screens are now in place. We've got some little keyboard pads and consoles and things there as well. I've put some signs over our rooms here as well, so we can see where our storage room is there. We can see where our lounge is. We can see our furnace area here, and I've even got some little caution, hot surface, do not touch, and all of that kind of thing in there as well. What else? Oh yeah, I've got the information board there, a staff schedule, and these still don't appear until you get quite close, but there we go, some more boards there, and there's our cafeteria, or it's going to be. We haven't furnished that yet, but we're going to do that today. And then we've got some safety signs as well, and some radioactive kind of, just all this kind of thing really, which I just thought would liven up our little workroom area nicely. So for today, what we're going to do, we've got our main area here sorted out now, and we've got our lab and our furnace room sorted out as well. We've obviously got our upstairs rooms to furnish, and we've also got our downstairs rooms, or some of them, to furnish. We've got our storeroom sorted, but we have yet to sort out our lounge area and our kitchen cum cafeteria. That is not the right side of the door. Here we go. And of course we've got lighting to deal with in these areas too. And then upstairs, I'm not sure if we're going to get all this done in this episode. It might be another episode still where, you know, until we can get all this done. Because there's actually quite a lot of rooms here. We've got dormitories, and we've got our VIP private chambers as well. And I'm not entirely decided, but if we've got room in this direction, I'm fairly sure we've got space in this direction. See, I'm not even sure if that's the right kind of concrete just there, is it? It looks like I've got the wrong kind of concrete there. It's Providence. It's telling me that I should take that out, and I should have a doorway facing in this direction as well, heading to a sort of an Uber controller's office or something. I think one of my subs suggested that. It's not a bad plan as plans go. So we're going to see how we go today and see how much we can fit in. And we're going to start out with our cafeteria here. So this is going to be our kitchen cum cafeteria. So we're going to have our kitchen units here. We're going to have our eating tables here. And then, of course, we're going to have some lighting in the place as well. And then we're going to get our lounge and living area sorted out as well. And if we've got time after that, I think what we'll do after that, we'll do our shower room over there. And you'll see we've actually got a sign for shower room already. There we go. Showers. There they are. So we're all prepared, and I will have to keep reminding myself. I think that's actually just a bit of light, isn't it? Something reflecting off there. That's pretty strange. That actually we use our laboratory here now for crafting all of our items, and it's looking pretty cool. I think you'll agree. Okay, so we're going to start with our kitchen area, which means that we're going to need some wood, which is in that one. Here it is. Let's get our lumber. There we are. No, I don't want to be holding it really. I am holding some potatoes at the moment because I just don't have anywhere else to put them currently. So that's why it's a little bit random, I agree. And we'll take some of this wood as well, because we're probably going to need some more lumber, aren't we? We're going to need lots of lumber. Let's just turn that into lumber straight away. Alrighty, now it's a shame we've only got at the moment this wood sort of finish for our kitchen units, but that is all we have, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to go with that for the time being, even though it's not ideal for our purposes. What I'd really like is some sort of stainless steel units. That is what would really look fantastic. But we've got rounded corners there. Maybe we'll want some rounded corners. But before we do that, we're just going to make some of the regular units. I've got some iron plates in here as well. So if we use those, we're going to be able to make ourselves a sink too. So we're going to want a few of these. And we're going to want a few of those as well. And then we'll make ourselves a sink also. And we're going to make a corner unit as well, because if I remember rightly, they are actually interior corner rather than exterior corner. And we're going to need one here. I'll just put G on, because we want these to be straight. Yes, that's it. So we put that in the corner. If we put that there first, then we can place all our other units, should just snap, even if we're not using G, to that. So I'll put, there we are, and I might just alternate these. Okay, and then obviously we're going to need a cooker, and we're going to need a fridge and a sink in here as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put our last cupboard there, and then I've got a sink which I'm going to place here. Oops, there we go, there we are. And then what we'll probably do, I might just have to move this, even though it's going to leave us slightly in the dark. It's not too bad. What I'll probably do, I'll put our cooker, I'll put our fridge here, and then maybe we'll put our cooker here. So for the moment, I will remove this and place it here instead. There we go. So that's going to be our fridge, and we're going to use our usual trick to... is that better if it sinks through the floor slightly? No, probably not. There we go. In order to be able to place something in our fridge, we're going to put a chest down at the bottom of it there, like that. Now, normally we have our units going right up against. So what I might do, because we can do at this point, I'm going to take this kitchen cabinet out, because our cooker is going to go on the other side of there. There we go. And I'm going to butt this kitchen cabinet right up to that side of it, like this. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. There we go. And then we'll place our remaining kitchen unit there, without G. There we go, and that looks pretty good actually. That looks pretty straight to me. There we are. And then of course we're going to have to make this look more like a fridge with the use of a poster. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's got to be about the right size, but it's quite difficult to judge when it's perfectly aligned. There we go, and as usual we can access our fridge inventory there, so we can put our meat and what have you in. Great stuff. Okay, so there's the fridge. Now we just need a cooker, and it might in point of fact be better for us to place the cooker slightly further away from the fridge than that, but in point of fact I'm not sure if I can really be bothered with that. Obviously, to be realistic, we'd have to do that, but I'm not too concerned about being realistic at this point. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back in here. Now what we have got, which I have been threatening to do for a while, where is it? Metal plates. We've got some metal in here that looks like ducting. Now that's pretty good, or do we need something that looks a little different? Basically I want to make kind of a cooker hood for our cooker. Let's just see what this looks like if we get a ramp block like that. The other thing that we're going to need, as per usual, we're going to need some wood frames, window frames, and we need these really to resemble the kitchen units as closely as they can. And which is the one that looks like them? Is it that one there? think so. And then we're going to need to give ourselves one of these, a grill. Now for that we're going to need some iron rods, and I'm pretty sure I've got some in here. There we go. So we're going to make ourselves a grill, and again we've done this before, and hopefully this will allow us. Let's place our grill first, possibly. This will allow us to make ourselves something that fairly closely resembles a cooker. Let's just put that in there. There we are. And then we're going to need to turn this around. Okay, we have to do this without G. And we'll resize it. And we want this one to be flush with the front edge, like so. And this one, no. Oh no, I hate it does this. Right. There. And that looks pretty good to me. And it's as good as we're going to get at this point. And then, of course, we're going to need our 2 posters. And we don't want them to have this design. There we go. And we can still turn on and off our grill there, and presumably grill our bacon, etc. on it too. And we have something that fairly well resembles a cooker, which is something we don't really have in game currently. And I might possibly add into here at some point. I might put a sort of a smoker in here as well, but again that would require a little bit of designing, I think, to sort of get it to look like an appliance as opposed to a smoker, which will be a little bit random in an indoor environment like this. Okay, so we're going to place a cooker hood over here. We can't place one in there, of course, because that's sloping, so we might just have to put one here. Then again, that is not absolutely square, so I'm not sure it's going to look particularly good. So maybe we'll abandon that notion for the time being. It would look good, but it's not exactly in the right position, and so it wouldn't cover it quite right. Let's just see. I don't know. That's not bad. That's not bad, actually. I can live with that. That's pretty cool. Okay, and it's a shame we don't have cupboards that go above as sort of cupboard units as well, but so far so good. Okay, so that's our kitchen. So now what we need some tables and chairs to lay out around here. And because this is more of a cafeteria kind of place, okay, so you're self-catering, you can cater for yourself, but we want something that looks I don't know, ideally we need sort of benches and sort of fairly workaday looking tables, really. So let's see what we've got in here of that sort. Garden tables, large. Now that might not be a bad idea, actually. If we can get those in white, they might be what we really need, because all of the other tables are... We don't have any metal tables, and that is what I would choose generally, I think. But okay, now I don't know how many of these we're going to actually be able to fit. Let's go with 2 to start with and see how we do. And we're going to need some benches to go along with those, I think. So again, if we can get these, whoops, in white, that would be good. And of course, we're going to need 4 of those. And let's see how we do with placing these first. I'll use G just to see. Let's just turn this way about. And put that there, maybe. Does that give us enough space? Let's put it there. And then we'll try putting our benches. Is there about right? Okay, there we go. And I think we could probably fit another one in this way here. Or would that make it look too cluttered? Maybe I'll leave it at that for the time being, but I think possibly, yeah, we can fit another one in here, lengthways perhaps, but from a point of view of having a bit more space, perhaps we'll Yeah, perhaps we'll leave it like that. We could also do with a bin in here, just to give it a bit of extra practicality. Let's just see how we go about making one of those. And they're in miscellaneous. Oh, there we go. There we go. And while we're at it, we're going to make a few more posters. So, because I always use lots and lots of posters in my builds for images. So I will just make a few of those now. Can't make too many at once, because if I do, obviously, we shall end up with my entire inventory filling with them because they don't stack. So we'll place a bin at this end here. There we go. Perhaps I should have had one of the larger bins, in point of fact. There we go, for a communal kitchen area. And then we've got our posters. Let's just have another one there. And above the sink particularly, we want a rather smaller than that sign of the kind that you would expect to see in a kitchen area. There we go, drinking water, because in here we have potable water. Okay, and then I guess we should probably have some kind of, I don't know, we should probably have some sort of decorative pictures in here as well, shouldn't we? And we should probably place these above our tables about here. There we go, a couple of pictures there to brighten the place up a little bit. But what we need to literally brighten the place up a bit, of course, is lighting. So we're going to need to get some lighting in here. And I think for this we're probably going to want some strip lighting, similar to what we have in our laboratory here. I can't remember if I've got any of these lights left, but if I have, they'll be in here. There we go, we've got one of them there. And we've got some fluorescent tubes. So let's just see if we've got what it takes to make another one of those. We've got some copper, but I think we might possibly need tungsten rods as well. And for this, of course, we're going to need our tech bench here. And I think the ceiling lamp we want is here. Yes, but we're going to need some more fluorescent tubes for that. So we'll make, I don't know, a few of those, and then we'll see if we can make ourselves, what can we make, 3 of those. There we go. And then we've got 4 of those, which should do to light up our kitchen for us. Let's get our grid, and we're going to want, I think we need them that way around. There we go. That'll do nicely, which means that we can now take our torches out of here and see the full effect without them. And that should be, yeah, really rather better quality of light, although we've still got some yellowing because we've obviously got some torches still left in the building. And I think I could do with some more sort of institutional kind of notices around the place as well. I don't know, sort of yeah, I don't know, instructive sort of safety and warning kind of things. And maybe rather than having these pictures here as modern art, perhaps they should be something a little bit more, I don't know, fractal designs, or I have no idea what kind of pictures to have in a bunker. Anything at all, I suppose, really, isn't it? So that is our kitchen. Our kitchen and cafeteria is more or less done. As I always do, I may well give it a little bit of a tweak here and there, but otherwise that's it. And then, of course, we have got our living area here. And we're going to start out by making our sofa zone. This is basically here going to be our sort of area of comfortable seating, and if I could, I'd make a sectional sofa, but we don't really have the option to do that. So we're going to just make some normal kind of sofas here, and we're going to arrange them sort of in a circle. More or less, that's the plan there. And we'll have some little coffee table type things there as well. So that's going to be our main little meeting, drinking tea or coffee and chilling kind of area. So let's just see what we need first, because we're going to need throne. No, we don't want thrones. We need couches, and for that we need cloth, and we do have some cloth in here. My inventory is gradually filling up, so I'm going to have to, there we go, we've got some cloth there. I'm going to have to take some stuff out of it, I think. Well, I think maybe just normal bog standard black would be good. And let's have 3 of them, because we know we can make 3 of them, and I can put them on sort of various different sides then. And we'll see if we can make some little tables as well. Small table, side table. It's not those we want really, it's the really little ones, those ones there. And we probably want them in that white grained wood there. And I'll make, I don't know, 2 of those. Okay, so these sofas always startle me with how large they are. It's entirely possible that we're not going to be able to fit that many of them in here, but maybe we can clip them through each other. I'm not entirely certain. I've never tried. Probably best if we don't, isn't it? Let's just move that to there. And we'll put a little table maybe on either side like that. We don't really have that much space for a coffee table in the middle there, but maybe we should have a small table on either side, on this side as well, just for people to place their cups on, and for the sake of symmetry. And I just have a drink myself before I dehydrate. So yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll have a couple more little tables there, and then we'll probably be able to use that sofa somewhere else. And then of course we're going to need some sort of rug in the center here. There we go, much more homely. And then if we have a couple more tables there, we could perhaps place some plants as well, which would be good. There we are. Very nice indeed. Okay, so we haven't got a TV in here, but maybe I'll place a TV, for example, on this wall right here. So a great big TV screen there would look pretty good, I think. And we're probably going to want it to be that way around, but probably, given the high-tech nature of this place, it does want to be that size. There we go. One enormous television. Okay, great. So now we've got the 2 areas either side to sort out. And these obviously we're not going to have. We'll have ceiling lights, or yes, probably ceiling lights, or possibly some sort of pillar base. I've not quite decided yet, but we're not going to have these sticky out the wall, so that's going to make this more of a viable walkway in between. And we're going to have some little sort of seating areas here, basically with chairs and tables so people can play cards or whatever. And we're also going to have some bookcases. So that is what we're going to get on and make now. We're going to make some sort of bookshelves, so we can have a bit of a library kind of going on in there as well. So we can have a practical living area for multiple people. So we want some bookcases first, cupboards. And again, we want in this kind of white wood here. And then we're going to want some tables. Now, I think there are some round tables in here. Yep, these ones here, which are probably going to look most the part. I'm just going to make 2 of those for the moment. And then we'll see what seating we've got. We've just got some normal chairs like that. We know we've got another sofa, another we can use. But we do want some of these chairs. 5, 6, we'll have 6 of those for the moment, and we can use those in here. So we'll just place what we've got for now, and we'll see how that fills the space up. Generally, I find spaces fill up pretty fast, actually. Gee, there we go. Let's turn this around. And where should we have our shelves? I feel we should have them against this wall here, but that is kind of in the way at the moment, so I'm going to remove that. So sorry if it gets a little bit darker there. I think this is the right way round, and it's in the middle as well, which is where I want it. There we go. And for the sake of symmetry, maybe we'll do the same thing on this side. Or maybe we won't. Maybe what we should have actually is have this either side not be quite the same. Maybe what we should do is have our bookcases both on this side. There we go. So this is our library area here, which means that maybe this is where our other couch should go. There we are, and we should probably have a couple of small tables either side of that as well. I've got one left over here because I accidentally made too many of them. There we go, which was providential as it turns out, and we should have another one of those on the other side, shouldn't we? So people could put their books down on there, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe we should have I don't know. It probably ought to be relatively open plan there, shouldn't it? So that people can move about a bit. I don't know how many people I'm making a bunker for here. I suppose that is going to become more clear once we've got our dormitories sorted out upstairs. So here, I'm basically wanting to place some tables. There we go. And we'll put one more on this side here. We're probably going to be able to fit more of these in than I'm currently doing. And then we'll have some chairs as well. There we go. And that gives us plenty of space to sort of move around in here as well. There we are. And obviously we're going to need some more decorative things in here as well. Some more posters and what have you. But I think before we do that, we do need to get our lighting sorted out. And I'm just wondering if some little spotlights on these beams here would look good and light the place up nicely. Possibly. But here, I think we could probably benefit from a couple of standing lamps, couldn't we? That would look quite good there. Here, we probably need a couple of lights above our tables, directly above the tables. But, yeah. Okay, so I think we'll have a couple of standing lamps there and possibly some little spotlights on these beams because that's going to look really nice, actually. And, yeah, then maybe a couple of lights in the ceiling above our tables here. We'll work on that plan. Okay, so we'll start with these, just in these corners. Nice, there we go. That gives a nice bit of ambient lighting there, and I'm liking that green stripe around there as well, actually. That's looking pretty good. And we've got a fair few of these, which we can use as ceiling lights as well, and that's what I'm thinking is maybe going to be a good idea. So we'll place one there for a start off, and we'll do likewise here. There we go. And the same on the other side. There we are. And these seem to shed a fair amount of light. There we are. And then I am going to take away these torches. So again, we get a better idea of how adequately lit this joint is now. We may not need to place any more of those. No, we've got quite sufficient lighting in here, actually. Wow, that really changes the look of the place a lot, doesn't it? But I may put still some above these tables here. Let's see, should we put them directly above the tables? Let's get rid of this torch too. There we go. Put them directly above the tables, or should I just place them pretty much in the center? I don't know. I like the idea of putting them above the tables, but that's kind of difficult to judge. Okay, let's do this properly. The light should be. There we go. And I think I've got my tables pretty well lined up, actually. There we are. And I think that's going to be fine in here for lighting. I don't think we're going to need any more lighting in here at all. That is quite bright enough. Great stuff. Okay, so now we've got some posters to place as well. And I've just got a few of these for the moment. I've got about 4. We're going to place some of these just as decor, and probably roughly about the same size as that TV, perhaps not quite that large, particularly this one here, which definitely needs to be smaller than that, doesn't it? So we'll just draw that in a little bit. And in here, I think we probably need to remind people of the beauty of the outside world, because they're not getting to see much of it in here. There we go. And we'll have some similar sized images, I think, elsewhere in here. Let's place one directly opposite the television here. Should we place it above there actually, or there we go. And we've got some nice images. Those two aren't quite in line with each other, but that's because the walls are lower this side, so there's not a great deal we can do about that. There we are. That is pretty nice, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. Now, these shelves do kind of look like they could do with something on them, so I think the last thing that I will do today in this episode, and I think we kind of have run out of time, really, so we'll do the upstairs next time around. The last thing I will do in this episode is we will try and populate our bookshelves a little bit here. And as we know, that's not ever so easy to do. We're going to need some more posters for that. Always need more posters. You can see how many I've used around this place already. The place is just rife with them. It's full of them. But we're going to need even more of them. Unfortunately, and I've come across this problem before, and there isn't much we can do about it. We can't actually put anything directly onto the shelves. I've tried various ways and it doesn't work. One of the methods I have used in the past of placing books on the shelves is of using a small plank of wood and then butting posters up against it, but we cannot place a single thing on it, including objects such as this plant pot here. Even they will not fit on the shelves, so they just have to remain looking utterly blank. Unfortunately, we can't even place a poster up against the outside of the shelves. Nothing at all. So what I am going to try, which is a little bit creative, and which is not something that I have done before, I'm going to try doing this. So I've placed a plank on there which looks like a book, or is the same size as a book, but the only way I've been able to do that is by placing that plank on top of the table to start with, because a plank will only go on top of another plank, which sounds very confusing, but basically means that if I was to try and place that object there straight away, it wouldn't work. It would basically just want to connect directly to the wall rather than go onto the table, so it was necessary to waste that piece of wood in order for that to work. Okay, then of course we're going to want to decorate our book to make it look like a book. So I'm going to shrink this down to roughly the right kind of size for our book cover, turn it around to the same orientation, and then of course we're going to need it to look like the cover of a book. There we go. And then we're going to need another image to use as the spine. There we go, and that looks more or less like a book. So, and that's about the only thing we can do. One of the things I find sort of most lacking in the game currently is the inability to put a bit of clutter about the place. In all my builds, regardless of game, I do like to have a little bit of clutter. It just makes the place look lived in and a little bit less stark. Although a certain amount of starkness is what is in order in a bunker after all. But there we go. So guys, I hope you like the way that the bunker is shaping up. I'm certainly pleased with it. The place looks a bit, yeah, it looks a bit better for having some furniture filling it up, and I'm quite pleased with this sort of central area here. kind of cool if there was a little pool in the middle of there, but that is, as I said before, it's nice design-wise. I might bear that in mind for a different build, possibly, but actually, yeah, in this circumstance, we don't really want a pool there. That's not what this place is all about, really. So, in the next episode, we are going to move upstairs. The downstairs is now completely finished, unless I decide to do a little bit of tweaking, which I am wont to do. But the upstairs is next on our agenda, and I do hope you'll join me for that. We've got dormitories. I think we've got 4 dormitories, so I'm going to have to get a lot of resources together for all those bunk beds. We've got 4 dormitories, and we've got some communal bathroom and showers. Stuck on my own railings there, and we've got a couple of VIP suites to do, and possibly after that, maybe if we've got the time, maybe in a different episode, we'll think about putting in a sort of a control room or conference suite or some such hub dead opposite, right over there, over the main entrance. Yeah, in the meantime, if you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Hit that like button and leave your hints, tips, comments and suggestions. Keep them rolling in. And I do hope you'll join me for the next episode of Rising World Survival and our bunker build. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye bye for now.